Every time someone in this country picks up the phone and dials 988, someone else has to answer. And I'm going to show you what it's like being on the other end of the line.
So this is the chat and text room.
There are plenty of days when Mariana Israelson looks around.
They connect to individuals across the country.
And can see that she needs more space.
So this is how management monitors the system.
To understand why is to spend just a few minutes inside this room.
Good afternoon, Maryland Helpline. How may I help you?
This is one of the nation's 988 call centers.
Yeah, okay. What area do you live in?
Samantha Ryan has just answered a call on the 24/7 National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
Let me get you some resources for Baltimore County.
Up until last year, call centers could only be reached by dialing a 1-800 number. But efforts to make these services more accessible by dropping the hotline to 3 digits, which is easier to remember, have led to a nearly 30% rise in calls.
It is a life-saving. It's completely has changed the landmark. It's completely changed access. Everybody can remember 3 numbers.
Mariana is the executive director of Grassroots Crisis Intervention Center outside Baltimore. In addition to providing inpatient mental health care, counselors at this nonprofit also staff 988 phone lines. There are call centers inside places like this all over the country.
Doing okay. How are you today?
And calls come in from everywhere.
Yeah, we're trying to give them whatever we can to get them, what they need, to point them at least in the right direction on where they need to go.
This is a walkthrough of what it would look like.
Since 988 went live last year, something else has happened. An incredible uptick in the number of young people reaching out for help. Why? 988 can now be reached via text message, so more teens are using it. Mariana and her colleagues used to field 50 texts a day. That number is now more than 2,000.
And they text from school, from work, from whenever they are.
Thank you for calling Grassroots. This is James. How may I help you?
With the increased call volume, there are 2 things that Mariana told me call centers like hers need: more funding from the federal government and more staff.
Seeing the volume of calls, could you use more staff?
Always. Always. I think it's also not just the volume of calls, the length of the call.
How long are calls usually?
Calls can be up to 20 minutes to 45 minutes to an hour.
The average call to 988 lasts between 30 and 40 minutes, meaning when one call taker is on the phone, they can't answer another call. It's also just a hard job to recruit for.
I think that it takes a lot of courage in a person to be the one answering that phone call.
Regardless of the hurdles, though, most calls here end on a positive note. And people like Samantha Ryan know they're helping save lives simply by picking up.
You're welcome. I hope you have a great afternoon.
Chris Conti, Scripps News, Columbia, Maryland.
Thank you for joining us this week for our look at health in America. Join us next week. We'll explore what the economy could have in store this year and how current supply chain issues are hurting recovery efforts in communities hit by disasters. Until then, from Memphis, I'm Chris Stewart, and this is The Race.